Okay. All righty. How's everybody today? Good morning. We're going to talk about reviews today and how to get more reviews. So, reviews actually help us to rank on social media, to rank on Google. Just everything's becoming a search engine these days. Even Facebook and LinkedIn, people use them to search. And, of course, everybody wants to do what they see other people doing successfully. And so, reviews are what we call social proof. Other people want to do what they see other people doing successfully. Uh, let somebody else try it out first, and then if it looks like it worked out for them, I'm going to try it too. So I'm sure you might have done that before. I mean, if you purchased anything on Amazon, I'm sure everybody here has probably used reviews as well. So I'm excited to talk about that with you today. We're going to talk all about how to get reviews from happy customers without, having to bug them. And also, we're going to talk about how to make sure that you're managing your reputation online so that if there are any customers who perhaps didn't have a good experience or they're upset about something, that you have the opportunity to repair that relationship as well, so that their feedback comes to you instead of goes straight to Google. All right. So we're just getting started here. I've got some information to share with you today, and I'm super excited to talk about how to really encourage your customers to give you feedback, um, and to give their feedback, share it with others. And especially when your customers have a great experience, you want to make it easy for you and your team. You want to have a system in place so that you can ask them for reviews, for feedback. Um, Reviews actually do help you rank in search. And Google loves recent new content. So both receiving reviews and responding to reviews helps you rank in search. It helps Google say, oh, it looks like this is a real business. It looks like they have real customers. Their customers are happy. If you've got 100 5-star reviews and your competitor has 5 reviews and maybe they're so-so, um, it's probably going to rank you higher than it's going to rank them because it says, oh, people must really love this business. They've got 100 5-star reviews, so this must be what people are going to be looking for if they search for what you do. So getting reviews is really super important. So, all right, let me share my screen here. I've got a presentation to share with you. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. So why don't customers leave reviews? So, maybe you've worked with a customer, they've had a great experience, and maybe you're just like hoping that they will hop into Google and give you a review. Maybe you've had lots of happy customers, but you're just not getting that many reviews. Uh, you know, Happy customers don't always want to talk about their experience, and everybody's busy. So they may have had a great experience, but unless you ask them, even if they love your service, I think what we often find is the happy customers, they go away happy, and that's what they expected. They expected to have a good experience. They were hoping to have a good experience. They did have a good experience, and so everything's fine. Oftentimes, what we may find is it's the unhappy customers that want to go to Google and leave a review because their emotional experience with their emotional experience was stronger because they were upset than somebody who went away happy because they expected to go away happy. So people forget to give you a review, or they just don't go do it. So what is the solution? It's to ask for the review at the right time. If a customer says, hey, you guys are doing a really great job, we'll say, well, thanks. I'd really appreciate if you could give us a review, and then make it really easy for them to do that. And how do we make it really easy for them to do that? We can add automation. We can set it up ahead of time, essentially, so that they're asked for, you can ask them for the review. It can be a system and automation that's ready to go when they're ready to give you a review. If somebody gives you positive feedback, hey, you guys are doing a really great job. I really appreciate it. Say, well, that's great. How about, would you mind giving us a review? Our business thrives on reviews, and that's the lifeblood of our business. And it would really mean a lot if you could do that. Hang on a second. Just trying to, let me get to the next slide. Oh, here we go. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today, ask without annoying. How do you do that? How do you sort of, maybe you're worried about maybe bugging your customers. You don't want to be annoying. You don't want to bother them. We're going to show you how to ask for reviews with a simple technique that feels natural. And then we're going to show you how to use reviews AI automation. So how do you make this process really easy, really simple? Because, we're all busy as business owners as well. So when something is hard, we don't do it. And this is really important. So it's important for your business that you do ask for reviews, and that you not only ask for reviews, but respond to every review that you get. So reviews AI can help you make this process really easy. So perfect timing. So how do you make sure that you always ask for the review when that customer says, oh, you guys are doing a great job, things are going really well, and you say, well, great, would love if you could give us a review. And then you can send them a customer survey. Hey, how are we doing? Because if that customer says things are going great, everything's really awesome, then you can say, okay, wonderful. Thanks for that feedback. Would you mind giving us a review? Our business thrives on reviews. So we have the NPS method, which is like Net Promoter Score method, which is basically like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 5, how are we doing? With, 5 being the best. If they give you a 4 or a 5, they're probably pretty happy. If they give you a 3 or below, maybe they're not having a good experience. In which case, instead of asking them for a review, you can have the opportunity to follow up with them and find out what the issue is, find out why they're not having a good experience so that you can make it better, so you can repair that relationship and that trust with them before it makes it to Google. And, of course, it's not so much about keeping it away from Google, but you want your customers to go away happy. So you want to have the opportunity to make sure that if they're not happy, you know about it and you can fix it. You can make it better. You can find out what's wrong. All right. So this is for you if you just don't have a whole lot of reviews. Maybe you don't have a system in place, you're not consistently asking for reviews, and so you just don't have a strong presence on Google with a bunch of reviews yet. This is for you if you're tired of awkwardly asking clients for feedback, or maybe you're just not doing it. And this is for you if you're looking for a better way, if you're looking for a way to automate this process with a system that works while you focus on doing what you do best, running your business. Okay, so the power of online reviews. 93% of people look up reviews and do some research first before they actually go ahead and buy or before they become a customer with you. 93% of people. That means if you don't have any reviews and your competitor has tons of 5-star reviews, guess what that customer's decision might be? They want to go with the person who looks like they're doing the best, who people are having the most success with. And then 78% of people trust reviews as much as recommendations. So, you know, they see other people's feedback and they say, "Okay, this is true. This is what people are experiencing when they work with these folks." And then 31%, you get 31% higher conversions with reviews. So if you have positive reviews, you're much more likely to close the deal. Just because, people don't have to guess about whether you're going to do what you say you're going to do. They have reasons to believe. So it gives them that confidence to do business with you. The real problem is that negative reviews can go public. So if if there's something wrong, if that customer's not happy and you don't know about it and they're pissed off, they're not coming to you, they're going to Google and they're saying something went wrong. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. They didn't take care of it and they didn't take care of me and I'm upset. And if you don't take care of them, if you don't fix it with them, they're going to go to Google and they're going to post it there. So you want to make sure of course you want your customers to have a wonderful, positive experience when they work with you. But perhaps you have a team, perhaps you can't always know what is happening at every level of your organization. So sending a survey gives you that feedback. If they say, I'm not having a good experience, you can immediately follow up and say, I'm so sorry. How can we make this better? What do we need to do to win back your trust? And then manual follow-up. If you are tasking your team with doing all of this manually and there's no system around it, people get busy, people have other things on their plate, and this gets pushed to the back burner. And so how do you make it extremely easy so that it's easy to stay consistent with this so that you ask for reviews every single time? It's called automation and having a system around it. And then a lot of customers just stay silent. They don't review. It's not that they didn't have a good experience, but maybe they were expecting a good experience, and so they just went away happy and went about their day. Uh, well, if you don't ask them, they may not do it. If you don't make it easy for them, hey, here's my Google link. Here's the link to my Google business profile. Would you mind writing a review? And they can just click the link and go there and write you a review. Boom. All right. So the smarter system. This is how to create an actual system around reviews. The NPS survey. You actually send your customer a survey saying, hey, how did we do? Did everything go well? Uh, Here. How was your experience? On a scale of 1 to 5, please rate your experience. Extremely happy, happy, could be happy, unhappy, or extremely unhappy. If they say they're extremely unhappy, you certainly want to give them a call and find out what's wrong, because you don't want them going away unhappy. You don't want them going away telling their friends how something didn't go right, or going straight to Google and posting a review about what a horrible job you did. Perhaps it was just maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed that morning, but uh, other people don't know what's going on. So if they just go to Google and say, these guys don't know what they're doing, maybe they're angry, maybe the person's angry. Sometimes just talking to someone when they're angry or having a bad day can remind them, like, oh, well, it's really not their fault. They are working really hard to make sure we have a good experience, and I just overreacted. Who knows? But, having a conversation instead of letting that person go away unhappy is always the best way to handle it. Um, if they say they're extremely happy, that's great. Would you mind giving us a review? Our business thrives on reviews, and it would really mean a lot to us. That gives you the opportunity to ask them for a review. So once they give their answer, hey, I was extremely happy, everything's great, you can automatically route it to ask them for a review. Hey, could you give us a review? We would really appreciate it. If they say not so happy, it can ping your team, automatically send you a message. Hey, something's wrong. A customer said they weren't happy. You might want to follow up. And then that allows you to privately fix the issue, to privately repair that relationship without it being broadcast all over Google and all over the internet. And of course, that person, they have a network too. If they go out and tell their friends, hey, these guys didn't do a good job for me, that offline can impact your reputation as well. So public reviews, you want those high scores. High scores help you rank in Google. Replying to reviews helps you rank in Google. So you want those high scores, you want them publicly visible, and having a system in place to help you consistently collect positive 5-star reviews is definitely the way to go. Okay, so how does this NPS workflow work? First, we send an email. So we could do that in an automated CRM system with a simple tag. So you can just apply a tag to that contact. Oh, hey, I was meeting with this customer and they said we were doing a great job. Great. Tag them, send NPS survey or send review request. You just apply a simple tag and it kicks off the automation. And the automation says, how are we doing? It sends them an email. How are we doing? Um, and they click the little smiley faces. I'm extremely happy. I'm happy. I'm unhappy. Oh no, you don't want that, of course. And then you give them a little box below that. Do you have any feedback for us? And it gives them the opportunity to tell you how you're doing. If if uh if they don't feel like you're doing so well, wouldn't it be great to know that before this problem festers and gets too far down the road where they're just, decide maybe to stop doing business with you and go somewhere else. That's not what you want. That's called churn. We don't want churn. We want happy customers who are going to stick around. So then based on their score, the system routes them based on the rating that they give. If they give a 4 or 5, it triggers a public review request. So it'll send them an email or text message. Hey, if could you click this link and go to our Google business profile and just give us a review. Our business thrives on reviews. It means a lot to us. If they say 3 or lower, now it's time to alert your team to follow up personally. And the system can do that automatically. If they give a 3 or lower, it'll automatically ping your team, say, hey, might be a good idea to follow up with these guys. Something may be wrong. Okay. So next, let's talk about reviews AI. And I know AI is like all the rage right now, but anyone who has used AI, I think can see that there's some real positive and useful ways of integrating this into our business to save us time and help us just get more done, be more efficient, and reviews AI is one of those things. So reviews AI can automatically respond to your reviews. So responding to reviews is really important because, again, Google sort of ranks your business profile based on the activity that it sees in that profile. If the profile is stagnant and nothing's going on with it, it kind of thinks, oh, this business is also stagnant. Maybe this business isn't doing so well. It's not really an operation. Nothing's really happening with it. So you don't want that to happen. So making sure that not only you're getting reviews, but you're responding to every single review is really important. So we have reviews AI. It has suggestive mode, which means it'll just make a suggestion of how you could respond to a review that comes in. And then you can, you can take a look at that suggested response and decide, is this what I want to say or not? And if it is, you just deploy it. If it's not, you can edit it and then deploy it. And then there's autopilot mode. If you're just really busy and you want this taken care of by AI and you don't have to think about it, then autopilot mode will automatically send follow-ups and manage the entire review process. With Reviews AI, you can actually integrate this with Google, Facebook, Yelp. There's actually like a whole slew of platforms that you can integrate that centralizes all the review management. Let's take a real quick look at Reviews AI. Okay, so here is Reviews AI. This is a ZBRA Growth Hub CRM and marketing automation tool. And this is the reputation management section. So here we have Reviews AI, here we have Review Link. So you can, in advance, actually set up a link to your review page. You can even set up a QR code if you have a, brick and mortar location, etc. You can send your review link by text message, by email, or as we showed you just a moment ago, you can actually set up a campaign, an automation that sends the survey by email and then automatically asks for a review if they're having a good experience. Okay, so down here, we can actually create Reviews AI agents. So here we've got one named Claire Flair, and her tone is professional. We can edit her. So Claire Flair, her instructions are, you will be provided with good reviews of a business. Your job is to craft a professional and authoritative response that reflects a deep sense of expertise and reliability. Begin by expressing sincere gratitude for the review, acknowledging the customer's feedback, or highlighting their positive comments. For any concerns or suggestions mentioned, address them concisely and provide clear, well thought out explanations or assurances that demonstrate your commitment to high standards. Keep the tone respectful, solution oriented, and reflective of a seasoned professional. End with an invitation for further engagement to show your dedication to customer satisfaction and ongoing improvement. Keep the response in 2 lines or under. So, and then we can select a tone, no tone, professional, funny, empathetic. And and you can select up to 2 of these tones, can select the language, and then down here, you can actually test it out. So what is this going to sound like? We can generate and see. Okay, dear Michael, I sincerely apologize for your recent experience and appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We strive to ensure every customer is satisfied. Please feel free to reach out directly so we may address your concerns and work towards a solution. So, that sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound canned. The other thing is, we as humans, we get emotionally embroiled in things. So if somebody did come to our Google and they had a bad experience and we were affected by that situation, we sometimes we might get a little flustered. We were like, this person gave us a bad review. What are we gonna do? AI doesn't have that experience. They're just, the AI is just gonna come up with the best response that it possibly can to that person's review, whether it was positive or negative. And the AI doesn't get upset. It doesn't have a bad day. It doesn't ever represent your business in anything other than professional way. So, you can rest assured that the response is always going to sound professional. It's always going to sound positive and put your business in the best light. So, and you can create multiple of these AI agents that can create the review responses. So the other thing is you can either set it to auto mode, which it will automatically just send the AI response when somebody gives you a review. Or you can put it in suggested mode, which will create the review response. And then you can come in and you can see if that's something that you want to say. You can edit it and then you can deploy it. So if you're nervous about, well, what if the AI says something I don't want it to say, or what if I want to say something different, then you can just put it in suggestive mode, and then you can come back in and you can, adjust that, edit the text if you want to, or just approve it and deploy it. So you have those 2 modes, or, if you create your agents and then you're like, I don't know, I want to reply to my own reviews for a while, you can just turn it off as well. So, you have full control over this. Okie dokie. So, what to say when you ask for a review? You want to be simple and direct. Thank them first. Thank you so much for your feedback about your experience. Um, our business thrives on reviews. They're the lifeblood of our business. We'd really appreciate if you could just click this link and go to Google and write us a review. And most customers, if you ask them nicely and they have had a good experience, they will do that for you. And then one-click access, removing the friction, make it really, really easy for them. Just send them the link. Don't expect them to go hunting around to find out where to go give you a review, because probably 9 times out of 10, the reason they're not going to the reason they're not giving you a review is because they don't want to go hunt around to figure out where to do that. If you just send them the link and say, hey, we'd really love if you could give us a review. Here's the link. Just click the link and go ahead and give us a review, please. Thank you. It makes it really, really easy. So, always when you make something really easy for people, and if they have had a good experience, they're much more likely to go ahead and give you a review. And then the personalized touch, um, you could reference their specific experience uh, when you talk to them. Hey, it's we've been working on this XYZ project for some time. Check out the results we've gotten for you. Your blah 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 is going great. um would you mind giving us a review that references these great results? And actually, sometimes I've actually written reviews for a customer, just to make it way easy for them. Because, I'm working on the project too, so I know what's been going on. If they're real busy, you could just write it for them. I worked with this company, we worked on this together. Here's the result, everything went well. And then you can ask them, hey, would you be willing to copy and paste this into Google? Would you be willing to attribute your name to this? Um, but hopefully most customers would be willing to just click the link and leave you a nice review. So this whole system, it lives inside the Zebra Growth Hub, the all-in-one dashboard built on a high-level platform. It's got performance tracking. So of course you can monitor your NPS scores and reviews. You can actually monitor like how many people have responded positively. What is our ratio of positive to perhaps negative scores? Hopefully the negative scores are very, very low or zero. But should there, if there are any negative scores, you know about it. Um, and so it's not a mystery to you how your team is doing or how you are doing. There's full tracking, full transparency, and you know exactly what's going on. And then, of course, the full automation, it's a set and forget review campaign. You can literally, if you wanted to, if there was a point at which you wanted to ask all of your customers for a review or they get to a certain point in their services or maybe as soon as you've had uh, a positive QBR meeting, quarterly business review meeting, and they in the meeting they said that, you guys are doing a really great job. Thank you so much. You know, boom, ping them a NPS survey that will route them to a review request if they, hopefully because they've just told you that things were going well, is going to ask them for a review. And if they give the review, the AI can respond to it. So you have a system, you have this consistently going on in your business. And, when you don't have to think about it, when it's set up and it's ready to go, it makes it just really easy for you and really easy for the customer, and you're ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed our session today. Um, this stuff, like I said, is really important. If you want to be the number one IT service provider, MSP, cybersecurity business, tech company in your area, in your neighborhood, in your city, getting reviews is really important. So we'd love for you to schedule a complimentary discovery session with us. We have, we can audit your current process. What are you currently doing to get reviews? What are you currently doing to acquire new customers? And then making sure that they're happy, um, making sure you know if they're happy or unhappy, and then having a system in place to ask for reviews. We can find out how your reviews are, we can take a look, and then map you out a review flow. How would that work for your business? We can create you an implementation plan so that you walk away with an actionable review getting plan. Okay. I'm Laura Camrath. I'm the CEO of Zebra Marketing. I have, back in the day, I worked 12 years in the oil and gas industry before getting my MBA and starting my marketing business. And I'm a marketing strategist. I work with technology companies, including, IT and tech. I work still with oil and gas businesses and renewable energy. And, we help B2B companies to get more leads, get more booked appointments, follow up to close the deal. So we help with both lead generation and lead follow-up strategies, and reputation management, making sure that you're getting the reviews from the happy customers and managing the relationship with your customers so that they stick around. Uh, and then we are smart marketing systems architects. So we've been specialists in AI and automation. I've been working with automation for about 10 years. And of course, AI just became the new big thing in the last 2 years or so. And so I've spent a lot of time putting together the pieces to make sure that my customers, that I can bring smart AI solutions to them that they can use to make their business more efficient and more effective at acquiring new customers and then keeping the customers that they already have happy so they stick around. And I'm live here every Tuesday. We are here talking about lead generation, lead follow-up, reputation management, and how to expand your business to grow so that you can have that wildly successful business that you've dreamed of, that your team can work together to, all of you just be profitable, successful, and making a difference for the people who you serve. So please come back every Thursday. Follow us. We'll be live here 11 a.m. Central Time, and we can help you with actionable tips to automate, optimize, and scale your marketing. And we'll also answer questions. So if you hop in on Zoom with us, we'll be answering questions, or, I'll be checking the questions as well. So if you have a question, if you're seeing this on LinkedIn or you're seeing this on YouTube and you have a question, just go ahead and drop the question and I'll be back to answer those questions. So feel free to drop a question there. And also, engaging with our posts, if you saw this video and it meant something to you, if this is helpful to you, please like the video, comment, share, so that we can engage together as a community. Awesome. And if you've enjoyed this conversation, please go ahead and book a discovery call with us at zebra.live/book a call, zbra.live/book a call. And, in that call, we can talk about your goals for your business, what you're trying to achieve, and then how smart solutions with AI and automation could help you get there more efficiently and faster and help you grow the business. And, using our systems with Zebra, you can see all of these things. If you're spending a ton of time trying to ask for reviews or you're just not doing it, we can help you optimize that process. If you're trying to generate leads and maybe you're just not getting enough leads, maybe you're not following up with every single lead, and if 70% of the leads generated are online are never followed up with, having a system in place to follow up with those leads is going to really make a difference. So you don't even have to expand or increase your ad budget. Say you're running ads. If 70% of the people that respond to your ads are never being followed up with, imagine if you have a system in place to make sure that every lead gets followed up with, how that would positively impact your business. And then, of course, content creation, which is something that we all know can tend to take a lot of time. We can help you with that to help you be more efficient, get that content out online so you can grow your brand reputation, be visible, and acquire those new customers so you can grow your business. All right. So it's been a pleasure being online here with you today. And I hope you've gotten a lot out of this. Reviews are super important, as I said, to your online reputation, and also surveying your customers, make sure that they're having a positive experience. and keeping that trust in that relationship running strong is super important. And then asking those happy customers if they would be willing to share their experience, which can help other people who are interested in working with you to have confidence to say yes. Thank you guys for spending time with me today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day. All right. Thanks, guys.